Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog.
And we are here today to check out the Indi One by Indi EV. So let's go.
To kick off the New York Auto Show, Indi EV announced that reservations were open for their first vehicle, the Indi One, with deliveries expected in the second quarter of 2023. Their standard model is $45,000, comes in one color, white, or Pacific Pearl as they call it, and is rear-wheel drive only. It has a range of 230 miles, 275 horsepower, DC fast charging up to 100 kilowatts, and a 0 to 60 of 6.7 seconds. Their premium model is $69,000, has 9 color options inspired by living in Los Angeles. It's all-wheel drive with a range of 300 miles, 475 horsepower, also has DC fast charging up to 100 kilowatts, and a 0 to 60 of 4.2 seconds. But the real kicker is that this model comes with their Vehicle Integrated Computer, or VIC as they call it. And from what we can tell, VIC is what lets you do all the cool stuff that we're about to show you in this video, like VR gaming in the back seat and recording and editing videos from the front passenger screen. There is a bunch of stuff about Indi that's innovative and unusual, so let's take a closer look.
We are inside the Indi One right now. So cool. We actually got to play around with a little bit, so let's check this out. What does it feel like being in the driver's seat?
Very comfortable. The steering wheel looks a bit different than like a normal steering wheel. It almost feels, I think Liv mentioned this at another time, it feels like almost like a gaming pad or a gaming steering wheel. I could see maybe some texture changes here. It feels a little bit plasticky and hard, but otherwise I like the shape of it. I like that it looks like these are dials and buttons. So very gaming oriented steering wheel. I like that there's a fairly decent sized driver's screen here. And then what's really unique over here is like the two screens side by side. So they're going to one up everybody by providing an additional screen. And what's cool that we've been exploring is like this one can be more toward car functions and things that the driver needs, and then that one could be almost like a full Windows computer. We've been looking at you can do everything from Netflix to video editing, social media, even live streaming from over there. There's some of the different apps that we saw. Netflix, and I believe a lot of those would be disabled, while the driver is driving. But yeah, and then we're back to basically it's a Windows screen here. So it's running a full Windows operating system, which means there's a lot of different apps that you could just basically load up. But otherwise, feels very nice. The roof line, one of the cool things with the glass roof on this one, in some cars, the glass roof starts almost behind the driver. This one is very forward, so that even as a driver, I would be able to look up and get used to the glass roof. We've been told about all the different cameras. So there's like cameras here. There's some in the back seat that we have found. So lots of cameras, and the idea is that if you did like carpool karaoke, you could like record everybody in the car and then edit it here in the computer and load it up to YouTube or TikTok or wherever you want to do. So pretty impressive how they're, a lot of times people talk about EVs or computers on wheels, but it seems like everybody starts with a car and then puts the computer on wheels. This is almost like it's a computer with wheels built around it.
This is very much a prototype vehicle, so things could change, but you guys know I love my side-by-side cup holders. They do have that here. It's a very simplistic cabin, but there is still a focus on creature comforts for sure. We have a ton of legroom here, which is also something that I'm personally partial to. And a really nice non-invasive console here that's quite comfortable. Obviously, the experience for the passenger is completely different and completely heightened, unfortunately, for the driver, because the passenger gets to do all this editing, all this cool stuff. But then, as we heard, some of this is disabled until you are stopped. So when you're charging or when you're parked somewhere, you could do a whole bunch more stuff, both as the driver and the passenger. It's really, really weird. It's weird because this is literally, I still have the default background on my old Windows laptop, and I think it looks like that. So it feels like I'm at my desk. The air vents are great on the side. I'd be interested. Obviously, they must be controlled on the inside. There don't appear to be many manual buttons, so it must be fully digital, everything that you do. And I'm sure there's a voice aspect as well.
There's some of the controls. So it'll be a lot of touchscreen controls for climate control and media center. So as we see with a lot of EVs now, most of the functions are in a screen. This one's just running a demo roll right now, so we can't actually, change the temperature or anything like that. But you can see, and there's a light in the dark mode.
I like the dark mode. And I'd be interested if this ends up in the final, which is the edgeless rear view, which is just a really nice aesthetic I like. So hopefully that ends up there. But all in all, this is a really pretty cabin and really interesting. Like, they did a lot different here, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
And one of the things I'm noticing, hopefully I didn't cut your face off there, but one of the things I'm noticing is the forward glass sweeps really far forward. I mean, that's a lot of real estate up there between the dash and the windscreen or windshield. So it's very hard. Like, you don't see a hood or anything at all. Not my personal preference. I like being able to see the long hood or at least the front of the car, but I think you would get used to it. And of course, there will be a lot of cameras around so that you can see up front, so you don't ding your front bumper when you're parking.
As far as ambient lighting, the only place that we can really see it present is in the door. Unlike like the VW ID4 and even the Mullen, I believe, that we saw at the LA Auto Show, I don't see it elsewhere. On the doors in the rear too.
Yeah.
It's very bright though, so that's really nice, and I'm sure we can customize it. One thing about the Indi is that they have a really enormous color range, and they're all inspired by the LA landscape. So it's like Melrose and city lights and stuff, and they're really, really colorful. And apparently they will be releasing new colors in the summer that will be summer inspired too. So that's really fun.
A video. We did a more of a compact one just for So we just downloaded a compact one to show that it can be done. You can actually record within the experience.
Oh my goodness.
And then open up that file so that you can edit it right here.
That's crazy.
I don't know if the mouse and keypad's still here, but you can basically find one of your documents. I'm trying to find a video. Let's say if we do this one, you can actually pull it up and start editing the videos right here in the car. So if you guys are road tripping together, going somewhere, he's driving, and you're like here trying to
edit
like all the time.
Yeah, and then you can share it, as you can see, and then you can go back after you're done. You can actually share it to social media. My chubby thumbs. And then you can share it to social.
Wow.
Yeah, you can download the app. The App Store environment is Open SDK, so
that is super fun.
You can actually play games.
Yeah.
Are you a gamer?
No, I'm not. But I would if I'm on a 10-hour road trip.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So it actually loads. It's not logged in right now, but it actually loads, and you can go into Steam.
And his son is, so road trips he would be gaming the whole time.
Yeah, so you would have to log in. But essentially, you can do everything. You can stream. You can, watch TikTok videos. 5G is going to be built into the car, so obviously you can do whatever you need to do. If you stream, there's OBS or Streamlabs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Both of which we use.
Yeah, and then you can, if you stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch is.
And it's a separate computer from everything. Totally self-indulgent. Oh my gosh, we'll put us on.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And it's a totally different computer than what's powering the vehicle. So you have the VIC, and then this is.
Yes, it's the same one.
It is.
So the infotainment is on this side.
Okay.
More so like the weather, music, controls, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
nothing too extensive. So to avoid distracting the driver. But
Wise.
to fully kick in, you have to be parked. And you can actually use both screens once it's parked.
Oh my gosh, it's better than my desktop setup at home. Seriously.
And there's actually cameras. There's a dash cam. There's a camera here for the front, and then there's a cam in the back for the back passengers. And then there's also a nanny cam in the back, so that if you have kids,
Really?
it actually shows you
Oh yeah.
the baby, so that you don't have to worry about it. I have
That
a
is
son,
awesome.
and I used to have to get a mirror attached to the seat
back of
that
the
it's
seat.
falling off and stuff like that. But so this is really handy.
Thank you so much, Ellen. It's super awesome.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Go do some VR. Thank you so much. I'm so psyched. Thanks. Hi. Oh my gosh. What's your name?
Castro.
Castro?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Liv.
So you can go ahead and start looking around. And
I am
if you need
so
to,
psyched right
adjust
now.
it, go
Oh,
ahead.
there. I got it. Perfect.
This is super cool. Hey, that's my head, man.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Wow.
So, playing a game.
It's so cool.
It's really hard to.
It's a little hard when you have the gun out the window, but
Yeah.
I mean, it still works.
Oh my gosh, you got him. This is really odd.
We have two other demo games also, more kid friendly.
Oh.
This is our really extreme
She-
violence.
This is the zombie
She
one,
goes
right?
on
I'm
that.
sorry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Then I,
I think both Mo and Ted were like,
Oh,
yeah, you go kill some zombies.
oh, okay.
But yeah, basically this car is like a high technology kind of car. So we have a supercomputer under the hood, and you can do whatever you can do with your home desktop here inside the car. So
Awesome.
we have 5 cameras inside, 6 cameras outside to cover like a 360 degree video. Let's say you're going for a road trip, right? So you want to share your video with someone else, the road, and then you're going to use like a cloud system, and then someone else can, because these videos are recording 24/7 in a loop, and then you can share your road trip with them. Or maybe you just want to save this video for yourself. You don't have to do anything. Everything's going to be done through one button through the infotainment system.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to-
So does it come with like a data package?
So yeah, so we're gonna have a SIM card, yeah. And
Okay.
also everything is gonna be with us.
Isn't that gonna be like a massive data though, right?
It'll be, but
Yeah.
that's something that the car should be taken care of.
You guys are ready for it?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be, yeah, and also
Hi, how was
VR
that?
game. You're a kid.
You're a
want that
kid.
on every road trip.
We just drove 1,600 miles in a weekend
Oh my goodness.
from Denver to Vegas and back in an EV
Oh, really?
in a Mach-E. Yeah, and
that would have been so much better.
Can we go again? Wait,
Do you want to go again?
Can we?
Yeah, of course.
With that, oh,
Well,
Do you want to
We're
go
going
again?
again.
we have another person.
yeah,
Go
thank
again.
you.
Here, let's
We go again?
let's try a different game. Then.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to just not do the VR.
Are you? I'll do the VR.
Do
Okay.
it. Go for
Can
it.
you-
It's
Yeah,
really
like, we
fun.
can switch the game.
Yeah, then
I'm
we can
wearing
all switch it for
glasses,
you
so
real
that's
quick.
good.
Here, you want me to just take that, or do you? Or you can do it.
I'll just.
Because also, okay, so let's look at this, Matt.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we got this sweet park reverse
Yeah.
neutral drive, start and stop over there. Is this charging?
This is, yeah, so this is like a prototype version.
Okay.
So it's not a production, but like in a production, you'll get a bunch of
Yeah.
USBs.
So this is our-
USB-C, all kind of USBs here,
Awesome.
and also in the back.
Oh yeah. That's,
Cool.
And as you see, screen. This is just separate for the
Yeah.
passenger, the one for driver.
Yes. So this
This
is.
side, it looks kind of Windows.
So you have to-
it is a
so
Windows based.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you have
well,
to
it's
shoot
gonna
it.
be Windows based, but this
I'm
is
better
just,
at this.
you know,
Yeah,
so
this
we
game,
keep this
I kinda
simple
like this
so
game
that it's
because
not
it's,
distracting for
It's a
drivers.
little open.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And this is the Vic, right?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
wick, the wick is under the hood, so we have like a massive, like very high spec, like desktop actually under the hoods. So if you see the glass thing under the hood, so that's where the computer is located at.
Nice.
And, also, these are all the cameras here, and one on the back. So it's gonna, let's say that you have a kid in the car, so you don't have to all the time look back. So you can see the baby camera actually here all the time. You can see what your baby is doing back there.
That's cool.
Back. Yeah.
And you have ability to dial a phone number.
Yeah, all the things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are people able to come visit the facility?
Of course, you're always welcome.
Really?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're often in your
So
area.
we're actually a LA-born company. So we were based in LA.
Yeah.
And basically, like, you can like visit with us. We can set an appointment. Yeah.
That would be super phenomenal. Yeah.
So we had a booth here. We also have the booth upstairs.
Cool.
And we're happy to see you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Where we stopped.
I mean, I think
I can still go.
we're down. Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. I think Indi's bringing some really interesting concepts and like trying to shake things up. The whole you do you, we do.
Yeah.
we do
So the thing is,
driving.
like, our founder is having like the home, like a game developer in this basic company.
Cool.
That's how he brought this whole idea to auto industry. So I never saw it anywhere else, to be honest.
Yeah,
But,
right?
I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, we developed these games.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Other
been developing.
I mean, I think even I know it's not related, but even the controls on the steering wheel
Yeah.
are reminiscent of like controllers,
The other
right?
thing is that we're gonna have like all the ADAS features, like advanced driver assistance
Uh-huh.
systems, on the steering wheel.
Okay.
So let's say that, for example, a pedestrian shows up in front of your car, it's like a warning shows up here, so it goes, the top part goes to red, or like the blind spot on the left side goes to yellow, basically.
So there are embedded LED lights in this.
not
or
now
no?
because this is a prototype, but like
Right.
in the production, we're gonna have all the ADAS features showed up here as a secondary warning system.
And so reservations opened this morning,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
That's
we have like the
awesome.
pre-order open actually. So you're
Cool.
more than welcome. Yeah. And so the prices we have regular. It starts at 45. If you want to order the computer with it, it goes to 51, and then full features everything ADAS computer is going to be 69.
Cool.
Okay, yeah,
So
pretty good.
what version do we get this week games?
With the games, so it's a 51 game.
You get to-
51.
Yeah.
All right.
They're waving you forward.
Oh.
We'll hop
We're all
out this time.
fine. I guess we'll leave. How was it? That one looked really cute.
That was so much fun. I'm
I
serious.
didn't.
Like, I never want to do another road trip without that. You can drive the whole way, and I'll just
Yeah.
sit in the back and play games.
You'll be driving. You just won't realize it. That was really cute. Thank
Me
you
too.
so much, both
Nice
of
meeting
you.
you.
Today you just released reservations for the Indi One. Is that right?
Yeah, we did. That was a big milestone for our company, so we're really excited.
How did that go so far?
I think so far so good. I haven't heard numbers, but it seemed like the reaction and understanding of what we're trying to do is really positive.
Awesome. And what you're trying to do is something very different to every other vehicle, right?
Yeah, we're really, for years now, EVs have kind of been measured by this idea how fast you can go to 60, right? This instant torque and instant speed. And of course, the fact that they're battery powered, which is awesome. But we were looking at the platform of an EV thinking, well, we could probably do something quite a bit different with it. And for the first time, you could actually build digital hardware set on top of that EV platform to really create a totally different user experience for our buyers. So the Indi One that you see behind me has an integrated supercomputer built into the car, which we call the VIC, the Vehicle Integrated Computer. And the idea of the VIC is that it runs kind of parallel to your vehicle control system. Because as soon as I tell somebody, well, we have a special computer in there, well, every car has a computer. That's true, every car does. But we actually, I guess you'd say we have two computers. One is that black box that controls a lot of the vehicle control functions that you don't want to be able to tamper with. But the VIC actually is an open source Windows-based computer that allows us to bring in some really unique experiences into the car.
And we actually, I think, did a couple of experiences in the ride-along, which was the zombie game, right?
You got to experience. So one aspect of the supercomputer is this idea that we like to play with is the gaming aspect, because having this high-powered workstation in the car built in, we can actually bring AAA gaming into the car. Our fundamental background knowledge is in mobile technology and gaming. So, as I said, we've really had a lot of fun developing some VR-based games that work within the car. And that is on display here in New York that you guys experienced this morning. The cool thing about it is that within the gameplay, you move as the vehicle moves, so that helps to alleviate the nausea you would otherwise have. And I don't know if you noticed that when you experienced that today. Within the space, you are moving, so what your eye is seeing and what your body is feeling is synced. That's why you didn't get sick.
Well, our cameraman Patrick actually was the one who did it. But if I can speak for him, he doesn't normally game or anything like that, but he said it was extremely immersive and he was shocked when the vehicle stopped. Like, why are we stopping? I was killing stuff.
Yeah, he was loving it.
Yeah. So, as well as the gaming integration, though, you guys seem to have some plans about like social media integration and content creation.
Yeah, being a Windows machine, you can essentially bring in applications that you have at your home or office. And with that hardware, we've integrated a series of 5 high-definition cameras within the car that can capture first and second row occupants, also 2 cameras that face outward. Real time by voice activation, you can capture moments with your friends, with your family in the car. The kids are having their first sing-alongs and those talks with your more teenage kids. You can capture all that. Or on a road trip, you can direct the VIC to capture video footage, maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes of your road trip. Or out to Vegas, Disney. So that's another aspect that's really cool, is that idea of real-time capture for social media. You can even edit it in the car, real-time post it to your account. So that's a whole other aspect of the VIC that's really fascinating.
That's phenomenal. I mean, obviously, as content creators, we're aware of how difficult that is, juggling cameras with multiple GoPros at. So how are you guys intending on handling the massive data that creates?
That's a great question, and we'll have pretty significant hardware storage on board, but also the cloud-based storage for backup be there as well. 5G connectivity will allow you to film at your heart's content and capture at your heart's content. I'm really worried about that. But yeah, this car is really, when I've ever talked to content creators like yourselves, like they get really excited about the potential. The potential of what you can do in a product like this. Essentially, as you guys move through your day, you just use the car to do what you're kind of carrying on. So that's kind of cool. But again, on top of that, as a Windows machine, all of the media and applications you can bring into the car. You can essentially set it up and customize the interface however you want. The other big cool thing I got to mention while I have you is that, again, it's going to be an open source system. So we're going to offer a software developers kit for the VIC, which will allow people to build applications on top of it. That's actually going to be one of the most exciting elements, to see how people are actually going to take this digital toolbox that's on wheels and put those pieces of hardware to use for themselves, what uses they can imagine.
That is extremely exciting. And will you allow people to monetize that?
Yes, cool. That'll be a whole other aspect, which is exciting for us and for the
Yeah. And I know the concept of monetizing your vehicle is something that's also built into Indi, because it's going to be on a blockchain. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. Potentially be, as that hardware, that piece of hardware that should be part of the blockchain as well.
That's super interesting. Well, thank you so much. It's really exciting to have such a unique and interesting concept out on the market, like right now. Yeah.
Thank you for spending time with us. It's been great to be able to share.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching our video on the Indi One by Indi EV. Let us know what you think about this EV down below. Are you interested? Are you intrigued? Are you confused? What are your thoughts? If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. If you didn't like it, you can give it a dislike. But if you really liked it, you should stick around and subscribe for more fun EV content and Mach E content. A huge thank you goes out to our patrons, especially our unbridled patrons, Frankie M., Andy Ross, Marlene Strickland, Michael Bazarewski, Larry Kuhn, Eric Lieneman, Joshua Eng, Lester Marlat, and Jonathan Ezor, and our engaged patron, Todd Mason. And thank you to our Whisper patrons too. Thanks again for watching, and just remember that whatever you drive, even if it doesn't have a supercomputer in it and you can't play video games, enjoy the ride. Bye!